Show land, and welcome to another episode of the G Show podcast. I am G1, and this is the Godzilla Block Party. Godzilla King of the Monsters review. Ladies and gentlemen, it is finally here. And I'm holding back my tears because we're going to get into it. But before we do, oh my God. Before we get into it, let me introduce you to my esteemed panel. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm still crying. I can't believe this. Joining me, as always, is my right hand on the G Show when it comes to Godzilla. You know him as Megzy. I know him as G73, but we all know him as Chase, my brother. What is up?
All hail the King of the Monsters.
Lovely. Also joining us for the third week in a row, and I'm going to have to start paying him soon. Don't tell Chase that, though. Gam Z1 is back. Andrew, my brother, what is going on?
Oh, I am good. Long live the fucking king.
Man, listen, we started off like that already. So, as you heard in my intro, there's some tears being shed. Are they for the good or for the bad? We'll find out right now. But before I say anything, I definitely want to all right. I've seen it. We have to preface this with, if you haven't seen the movie yet, this is going to be a spoiler full review. We're spoiling it. We're going in with the spoilers. But before I get into anything about the movie, if you haven't seen this movie, don't click yet. Don't click off just yet. I want to let y'all all know, seriously, go see this movie in the best theater possible. And whatever's the best theater in your town, go see it in that theater. Because I'm telling you right now, I just saw it today for the third time in the Dolby Cinema, in the Dolby Theater, and my God, it has changed the way I look at movies. It is if they were to combine IMAX and Dolby Cinema, I'll pay $50 a ticket. I'm telling you that right now. I'll pay $50 a ticket because the clarity and the sound design in that theater blew me away. I'm dead serious. So my favorite theater, we went to yesterday and seen the movie twice. In my favorite theater, I went and seen this in the Dolby Theater today. And my favorite theater is no longer my favorite theater. That's just the bottom line. It's just the bottom line. So I implore everybody out there, if you haven't seen the movie yet, go see it on the best screen possible, preferably a Dolby Theater, because, I mean, it was just amazing. But IMAX is perfect, too. I'm going to go see it in IMAX on Sunday. That all being said, let's get ready to rumble. It's spoiler time, people. We're going all in with Godzilla, King of the Monsters. The movie we've been waiting for 5 years. Or I should say 2, really, since Kong Skull Island. But let's go. Chase, I'm going to start with you. And I want reactions first. What was your initial reaction when that movie ended? Like, where were you, okay, in your head when that movie ended?
I was shell-shocked. I was, like, kind of coming out of an adrenaline rush, really. I mean, do you want, like, the short and sweet, or do you want to know why? Or
short and sweet. We're going to get into the why, but...
Yeah. I came out of an adrenaline rush, and I was emotionally invested, and I wanted to see more.
Gotcha.
So it was definitely an adrenaline rush walking out of that theater, and just feeling like when you're hyped up, and then that, like, burn off is just like shivers. That's how I felt.
Gam, what about you? You came out of that theater. First off, did you really go to the movies in the Godzilla suit?
I did.
That's so
I even got the gal who was doing my ticket to take a picture of me. Like, she literally was like, "Hey, can you stand over there so I can take a picture of you?" I was like, "By all means."
So awesome. So what was your initial reaction? Like, where were you mentally when you came out of that movie?
Oh my God, I'm still at full mast. I'm still at full mast, boy. Oh boy, that movie was fucking exhilarating. Like, I knew from even the trailers that this movie was going to be lit, but I was not prepared for the type of thing that I saw in the theater with my mates yesterday.
Nice. I came out of that movie drunk. True story. True story. Damn be him who decided to serve alcohol in the movie theaters. So, but no, I came out. I enjoyed it. I knew that I was going to see it right away. You know, again, I knew we had the 4 o'clock show and the 7 to 5 show. I knew I was going to. So I took a couple of pee breaks in between in that first viewing. That second viewing, I did not move. I did not move. And so I would say the second time I came out of that movie, I was like, okay. All right. Okay, I got to see this at least 3 more times because I paid for the tickets already. But okay, that was my mentality last night coming home. I was like, all right. But today when I seen it in that Dolby Cinema, I'm telling you, things change perspective. I literally, and I'm kidding you not, this is not for the sake of the podcast. This is not to blow smoke up anybody's rear end. I literally had tears in my eyes at least twice, maybe 3 times in that movie. That I was like, oh my God, how did I miss that yesterday when I seen it twice? Maybe because I was drunk. I don't know. Yeah, I was boozing it up. But I mean, literally, just seeing and hearing and just I'm not lying to tell you, man, the clarity on this thing was insanity. But I came out of that theater today so satisfied. So I was seriously through the moon, and I kept saying to myself, I get to go see this movie 3 more times. So that's where I was. It took a minute to come around, but when it finally hit me, boy, did it hit me. Did it hit me. So that was our initial reactions. I think we should just start getting into the movie. We should start talking about what was our favorite things about this movie, what was our least favorite things about this movie, and where do we go from here? We know what's coming. Godzilla vs. Kong. That's not a secret. But, Chase, the things you liked about the movie.
Oh, well, first I want to just add on to that. It's not Godzilla vs. Kong that's coming next. It's Destroy All Monsters.
Is that made official?
Yeah, well, no. I'm just saying, after seeing that movie, you were right. I guess we'll get into that. I just want to start. Do I start with my favorite scene, or
start with what you like, bro? Well, just
okay.
Go.
I've seen this movie twice now. And every time the particular scene that pops up. So far, every time that's happened, when King Ghidorah is about to just annihilate Millie Bobby Brown's character, Madison Russell, and Godzilla opens up with that Terror Mecha Godzilla entrance and then lets out that blood-curdling roar, just ground-shaking roar. And mind you, in Dolby Atmos, the seats and the theater were just trembling when this happened. I teared up. I was like, wow. And followed by Bear McCreary's score opening up to that. That's my favorite scene in that movie. Dude, all-time favorite scene in that movie.
Dude, that was one of my emotional moments right there, too. Her face. And you see that part in the commercial where she turns around with that smile in the rain? That scene in the commercial does no justice to where that scene plays out in that movie because, damn it was glorious.
No, yeah. In the trailers and everything, that part is almost so watered down without a context. It's like, whoa. But when you hear the music start playing and he's just strolling in, getting ready to scrap, like, I'm gonna fight you, you 3-headed bitch. It is just pure power, and I tear up every time because, like, that is the hero Godzilla that I love. And man, I mean, this whole movie, from start to finish, I loved every bit of it with the monsters. Every single bit of it with the monsters. And so the first time seeing it, like, I don't know, I'm not going to go into the things I didn't like yet, but the first time, the things that I liked, I mean, I loved the monster mash, man, from start to finish. I mean, I was very satisfied with the fact that there's not really any breathing room in this movie. And I liked it because I literally felt like this is like a disastrous movie. Like a disaster is going on and shit has hit the fan. You pretty much let out the end of the earth, the end of the world, and it would make sense that there is no time for breathing room in that type of situation. And I was so satisfied. Second time seeing it as well, you know, there's still no stopping. It's still, you know, an ongoing adrenaline rush from start to finish. And I'm left very satisfied. And you know, I'm left with a lot of like what's going on, and you know, I'm excited with the things they're doing with it. I can't believe they're doing the things they're doing with it, but I'm looking really forward to what's coming with Godzilla versus Kong. But I mean, I guess like there weren't really things I disliked. I mean, there are things I wish there were more of, I guess. And I personally would have liked a little bit more meat and potatoes with our characters, you know? I just felt like, I mean, of course you're not going to this movie for the human characters. You're not going for that part of the movie. But they could have added maybe a little bit more contribution of them, a little bit more understanding, a little bit more like, you know, a little bit more of Charles Dance's character. You know, I mean, I'm going to say you have to read the comic Aftershock to really know fully what he's about.
You maybe not have to. I read it. It was kind of like, the lackluster.
Well, I'm talking about with his character. If you didn't know if you came into this movie trying to figure out who he was, Aftershock gives more of a clarity than anything. But with that being said, like, I wish there would have been a little bit more with him. And maybe just a little bit more. Like, they cut out that whole scene with Millie Bobby Brown in the first trailer, the second trailer.
You know what I think was? I think that was just a teaser for the movie. I don't think that was... Some movies do that. Some movies give you a teaser.
Yeah.
And that's not even in the movie. It's just like a... And I you know what? And I'm happy they did omit that because I didn't need it.
Well, the thing is with me is, like, I just wish there was a little bit more with that. You know, I wish the characters just had a little tiny bit more. But regardless, the characters that I liked a lot, I loved Bradley Whitford's character. I thought he was great. And
real quick before you go on, I do want to stand corrected. I thought that guy was Victor Garber, and I've said it numerous times. Like when we saw those trailers, the last couple of trailers, I hated that character. I hated the delivery of the lines, and I'm like, I can't believe they got Victor Garber to do this, and it wasn't Victor Garber. It was Bradley Whitford, and you know what? I really liked him in the movie. So I stand corrected on the actor. I'm sorry. I thought it was someone else. I'm glad it wasn't who it was. And it turned out I kind of dug the dude. So my bad. Keep going.
No worries. And I also loved the Serizawa's other left-hand woman. You know, a third-generation monarch. You know, I loved her. The second, I didn't like her the first time seeing it, but today when I walked out, I'm like, you know what? I actually really like her. And I'm interested to see what goes on more with her. But, man, this movie had a lot of interesting Toho undertones, man. And it was a pure Godzilla fan's dream for me. You know, a pure dream Godzilla movie for me. Man, oh, man. That ending shot, man, with Godzilla standing there and
that's the money shot.
All of our monster buddies giving him respects.
Yeah, money shot. Absolutely.
And I know you want to talk about that because you're excited, but I'm just going to end it right there, man. All hail the king of the monsters.
Gam Gams, what about you, bro? The things that stood out for you.
Oh, boy. Number one, King Ghidorah is a fucking alien. Yes.
Ah, yes, and that goes into my negatives later. No, it doesn't. Actually, no, not after today. Nope, it's back. Never mind.
King Ghidorah is an alien. Yes, he's not a natural Earth creature. He's not from the fucking future. He's not from the... No, he's just King Ghidorah, and it's fantastic that scene where his left head is growing back after Godzilla fucking rips it off.
First off, before you even go further than that, did we not all audibly gasp when that happened? Like, whoa, what?
Yeah, like, I was like, that's new.
That's not a trailer.
Now it makes sense why the left head pops off on the toy.
Yeah, in that exact spot.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah, the Jack Pacific toy, the cut of the articulation of the head is in the exact spot where Godzilla rips off the left head.
Unbelievable.
But yeah, like that whole scene got me going, oh my goodness, that is new. Friggin' Mothra versus Rodan, that whole fight. Mothra, like, literally, she has, like, a bee stinger, and she literally impaled Rodan, and he was bleeding lava and shit. Oh, my God, that was so good. Friggin' the whole fight between Godzilla and Ghidorah. I mean, we're going into full spoilers. I don't even know why you were so vague, Chase.
Because I'll come around again.
Yeah, he was saving his money shots.
I'm blowing my full load right now. Oh boy. Like the final battle between Godzilla and Ghidorah. Okay.
O'Shea Jackson was right, wasn't he?
Yes. Yes, he was. And the fact, yeah, that whole, I mean, I have my reservations about the final scene where all the Titans come together and fucking bow down to Godzilla, because I think that's a little cartoony. Don't get me wrong, I fucking love it. It was a little cartoony. It doesn't seem like a scene that like you watch 2014 and then you skip straight to this end scene after Godzilla killed Ghidorah, and you're just like, is that from the same series?
Yep, it is. It sure is.
But you know, it's still great. I love just almost everything about this when it comes to the monsters. Like, would I have liked Rodan and Mothra to have more screen time? Of course. But the screen time they do have is amazing. The beginning sequence with the larva,
that was dope,
was amazing.
That was a really good way to start the movie.
Yeah, it was a fantastic way to start the movie. And it gives a good sense of scale. Like, that's just the larva form of Mothra, and it's still so freaking huge and imposing. And the new design for the larva is something else. I wish we could get a figure of that thing. God dang it, NECA. But we still got so much time to talk about this movie, so I'll leave it there.
Well, so the things that stand out, you guys touched upon it. Chase, like I said, man, with that sequence with Millie Bobby Brown at the end, when she turns around in the rain, and that commercial shot that does no justice to what we see in the movie, that's a standout. My eyes watered because it was absolutely glorious. And as you touched upon, the way the music swells up to that scene, come on, man. I'm going to say this. Last week, I was talking about Bear McCreary's themes and how I wasn't really feeling the chanting. It's definitely grown on me. I'm not 100% sold, but I'm sold. You know, I'm about 97% sold, which means it's got my money. You know what I'm saying? I dug it for what it was. I am going to point out something right now that really today hit me hard. I said, oh, shit. And this is the death of Serizawa. And yes, we're going full tilt spoilers here, boys. So,
ooh,
I loved
that scene.
I loved it. All right. I'm gonna start off by saying when Dr. Vivian Graham died, when Sally Hawkins died, and he drops to his knees. Oh man, that hit me like a ton. Because yesterday I did not pick that up. Both times I've seen it.
Oh my god! Like literally, that came out of nowhere. Fucking the left head of Ghidorah just ate her.
Just ate her. So I didn't. So like the first time I didn't see it. Like I completely like blanked on it. And when he's there at the monitor and it shows her and it says deceased, I'm like, what? Then the second time I saw it, I'm like, wait, I'm looking for it. I'm like, what? And again, either I blinked or something. I was like, was it there? And I thought it was when he ate her. When he legitimately ate her. I was like, was that it? I don't know. Today was my mission. Focus, man. Focus. And I was focusing, again, the theater, the screen, the everything just helped. Like Chase said, see it in the Dolby Atmos. Trust me. Oh, my God. But everything just worked. So I'm watching that scene. And you know what they did that I loved? They gave her a hero's ending. Because she saves Mark Russell. She saves the father. She saves him from the osprey. He was stuck. She pulls him out of it. Let's go. Run. Dude, and then when she just gets freaking eaten, when Serizawa drops to his knees, I was like, oh my God. That was it. It hit me hard. Because I was just watching Godzilla the other day in 2014, and I do love a character. Even in this one, she's still the same. Like, it's just perfect. Even in the book, in Aftershock, it's her. Like, they nailed that character, and Sally Hawkins really, really got it. She's a tremendous actress. She doesn't need to be doing this movie, yet here she is and giving her all. I appreciated that. I applauded that. I thank you for that, Sally Hawkins. And that was a great way to send somebody off. Not the way they did Bryan Cranston dirty. Not the way they did him dirty, as much as I still love that movie, and I do. She had a really, really great send-off. Now I'm going to Serizawa's send-off, because let me tell you something. The oxygen destroyer? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
It was developed by the military, and it's just this big missile, and everybody thought Godzilla was dead. King Ghidorah was not phased at all, because he's an alien. He can survive in space.
He can survive in space. His head grows back. But, dude, what I loved was the complete 360 of 54, where Serizawa creates the oxygen destroyer, doesn't want to use it to kill Godzilla, but realizes there's no choice. We have to stop this thing. Burns all his notes. Says, you know what? I'm not even going down like that. I'm going with it, and I'm dead. That's it. He kills Godzilla, sacrifices himself. Whereas this Serizawa saves Godzilla and sacrifices himself. Boy, oh boy, talk about a fucking gut punch. I was there like, yo, but that's not even it. That's not even it, because it was, and let me ask if you guys noticed this. When he comes up, and this all goes back around to the score, when Godzilla comes up and does that fantastic shot, the very first shot we seen in this movie, where he spit the fire up in the air, where we all thought it was a beacon to the other creatures, and it wasn't. It was just him coming up like, I am back, bitches. Did y'all notice the theme that played when he came down and looked Mark Russell in the eye?
Requiem.
Yeah.
Yo, dude, my eyeballs got wet really to the point where I had to take a napkin and dab them. It was the Requiem. Are you kidding me? I can't believe it. But then I said to myself, because yesterday I started punching my brother in the arm. Dude, that's his death music. What the fuck's going on? Today I'm watching that scene, and when he comes down and looks at him in the eye, dude, it wasn't Godzilla's Requiem. It was Serizawa's Requiem. Dude, my eyeballs got wet. They're getting wet right now. I don't have a napkin, so I'm going to suck it up, buttercup. But geez Louise, Papa Cheese, when I tell you, I loved it, son. I loved it. And it was perfectly placed, and you never heard it again. I absolutely loved it. Talk about wonderful send-offs to some really cool characters, great characters in my opinion. Man, that really got me. And before I get back to you, Chase, the monster action was fantastic. Don't get me wrong. But the biggest complaint about 2014 was the lack of monster action. And one of my most hated, I mean, and I get it, but one of the most hated things, the acting was stiff and wooden from the soldier. Let me tell you something here. Barnes, Griffin, Foster, and Martinez Remember those names because those four are my favorite Godzilla characters now of all time. Of all time. Because they were military people and they gave them personalities. They gave them all personality. At first, today, I was like, wait a minute. Martinez, did I hear that right? Is that the same dude that got eaten by the female Muto on the bridge? Because I could have sworn it was. Look, don't get me wrong. Y'all all know. I've said it a million times. I love me some Ford Brody. I don't care what nobody says. I love me some Ford Brody. He had a job to do. He was set out to do it. And he didn't let this all of a sudden spectacular thing, these giant monsters, get in the way of that. He was stone-faced. People complained about it. I get it. This one, there better be no complaining. Yet, here we are. Here we are. The complaints come rolling in. Too much monster action and not enough human drama. I am glad G-fans don't look at it like that. I really am. I really am. This movie was legendary saying, okay, here you go. And good God almighty. But I'm telling you, Foster, Barnes, Martinez, and Griffin, especially Griffin. I love Griffin. I tell you right now, she needs to be in a Star Wars movie as a pilot. I don't care. But those characters, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. My favorite military personnel in a Godzilla movie, I'm pretty sure there's others, but as of right now, my absolute favorites, absolutely. They nailed it. They gave us fun characters. The guy Bradley Whitford plays, again, Stanton, I think his name was Stanton, Dr. Stanton. I didn't like him in the trailers. I actually loved him here. I still don't like the oh my Godzilla thing. Cut it out. But as far as giving us camp, he delivered. It was perfect. It was perfect.
Yeah, let's invite him over for a beer.
And it worked. In the trailer, I couldn't stand it. In the movie, it works because, again, context of the scene, like Chase said, context of the scene is key. This is why I didn't watch all the trailers, because I was like, I don't want to know. I've seen enough. I'm good. But context of the scene, when he says that in the movie, in the context of the scene, it worked. It did not bother me. When I seen it in the trailer, I'm like, they're just trying to promote silly. I don't want to see that. Stupid. But yeah, man. So that for me, the monster action aside, because it's fantastic, and we're going to get into a lot more of that in depth real soon. But for me, I really wanted to get out there that I love these characters. I thought there was enough of a story to keep the movie moving at a really good pace, too. It moved. This movie moved for 2 hours and 10 minutes, 11 minutes? I don't know how long it is. This movie moves.
2 hours and 11 minutes.
It moves, man. This movie boogies, and it's because it's fast-paced. The monster action, they don't... Michael Dougherty did not skimp. He did not skimp, and he gave us some really cool monster fights. But again, I really did like the characters he introduced, especially those military people. I salute you. Chase, what else you liked about this movie?
No, I love their Super X. I love the aggro.
I didn't think of it like that.
The Argo.
That battleship was cool.
That was.
To me, that actually feels like that is a ship that actually can help them against kaiju. Like, that was cool. I thought that was really cool.
And how big that thing was until when they drive into the storm of King Ghidorah, where they're leading. That was on the scale all of a sudden. And you see that in the trailer, but again, context. But the scale, I was like, oh my God. Because that thing's a flying fortress. It's crazy.
It reminded me of a jet wing from X-Men.
Yeah.
Or the X-Wing. The X-Wing.
Yeah.
It was because I remember when I was a kid, I used to have the X-Wing from X-Men, and I used to actually use that to fight my Godzilla toys. Shoot missiles out, and to me it was like, whoa, kid nostalgia. But man, Rick Stanton, Bradley Whitford's character, he reminded me of Pacific Rim's Southern guy. In the first Pacific Rim, the really scrawny dude with the mullet almost like hair.
Yeah,
he reminded me a lot of him, and I like that character a lot. But I loved Bradley Whitford's take on him because he's nutty, and he's he's kind of really smart. He reminded me of a mixture of the Pacific Rim guy and Lex from Jurassic Park almost. I liked him a lot. But one of the things I kept noticing a lot today, especially today in my second viewing, is that it has a very underlining tone of Godzilla versus King Ghidorah.
It does.
The first movie, when the bad guys unleash King Ghidorah, and then it's like, oh well, now we got to get Godzilla back. Like I put that two together today, and I went nuts. I'm like, man, this movie has such a callback to these other movies. And I was really interested in those Easter eggs, especially the Terror of Mechagodzilla Easter egg.
Which was what?
Speaking of Easter eggs, the twins.
Oh, the fact that she comes from a line of twins was awesome.
A line of twins. We all thought it was just going to be cave paintings. No.
Well, and
the twins work for Monarch. Oh my goodness.
And I love that the first time you see the twins, they're on Infant Island.
Yeah, Infant Island.
Oh, it's so good. It was like, way to go. Again, Michael Dougherty paying attention. What Terror of Mechagodzilla Easter egg there, Chase? Talk to me. Maybe I missed it. Was it the Millie Bobby Brown scene?
It's the Millie Bobby Brown one, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I can see that.
But yeah, that scene sticks out to me. That's my favorite scene. I mean, I loved seeing the female Muto at the very end on there bowing with Godzilla. I thought that was great. I mean, you see her a few times once the monsters are awakening, but I was kind of glad they brought it back. Brought that monster back. I was glad to see it in some shape or form.
Let me ask you a question, Chase. Remember, like, when this movie was being produced and stuff, and they were talking, was that, like, supposed to be the Rock Muto? Remember that name popping up, Rock Muto? And I'm like, what?
Well, what about it? Well,
was that supposed to be it? Was that supposed to be Rock Muto? Because it did look just like the female Muto. But, like...
Oh, the head? The head, you mean in the military, in the base?
No, I'm talking about the Muto at the end of the movie, the one that bowed down. Was that supposed to be Rock Muto, or is that just a regular female Muto?
No, Rock Muto was supposed to be almost like a gecko type rock lizard.
Oh, I'm saying the name wrong.
That was just
never mind. Okay.
Yeah. But the Vishnu, like, yeah, that maybe that was in there an Easter egg, but I wasn't. I mean, I remember seeing a lot of like paintings from 2014 in it a lot, but yeah, the Muto at the end was just another female Muto, I guess, or assuming it's a female because it didn't have wings. But yeah, that was the only Muto I saw. But I love
it had a more spiky design.
Yeah,
it might have been the movie's interpretation of the Muto Prime.
Maybe, but I mean, it could be. I don't know. I guess that's just one of the things we'll just leave it up to just speculation, I guess. But
speaking of the kaiju, that mammoth gorilla thing, Behemoth.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I love that.
That thing looked cool.
We all missing one important kaiju in that circle, bro, and that's the...
Well, I'm just going to let you talk to it about it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Shall I go?
Yeah, go.
I mean, dudes, did we not look at... I mean, okay, look. I'm not saying it was, but it was very reminiscent. And this morning I went and looked at it because I couldn't help myself. I couldn't stand it. I was like, wait a minute. Did they take a design? Dude, did that spider crab looking thing not remind you of the crustaceous Rex in Godzilla series?
It kind of did. Except, like, the C-Rex only had 2 legs, and that thing had, like, 6.
Yeah.
So it took some design liberties.
A lot of it. And the tentacles coming out of its mouth and stuff. But I was just like, whoa! Yeah.
I thought it was Cthulhu at the moment.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, that kaiju, that Titan's name is Scylla.
Oh, boy. C-I-L-L-A?
S-C-Y-L-L-A. Like the actual Greek mythology Scylla.
Ah. Man, talk about... Well, that's funny, because, again, it looked like the creature from Godzilla the series, and if they take liberties, I'm just saying, I'm like, okay.
But, if they're taking liberties, I mean, the mountain kaiju, it could be Anguirus, I don't know, we didn't see a name for it.
I'm still upset with that when I'm eating crow. That's going to be in my list of negatives.
It's interesting, because I'm still trying to figure out what Titan popped up in the movie that fans would have recognized.
Oh, well, listen, I don't think Kong, even though it was like stock footage of Kong, but I'm going to tell you something, not for nothing. When all the Titans were popping up after they were popping up and then they were showing their names on the screen, the one that got me going, I kid you not, was Mbembe Mkembe, or whatever. Mbembe, you know what I'm talking about.
Mokele Mbembe.
Yes, Mokele Mbembe. Dude, I love that movie, Baby, back in the 80s. Are you kidding me? It was based on that damn thing. Oh, my God. It's a Titan. What? It's not even a Loch Ness Monster, baby. I loved it. I absolutely loved that. And again, it was just there. It was a name. Quetzalcoatl was there. Baphomet was there. You know what I mean? I was like, holy crap. So, I don't think we're going to get all that, but I'm pretty sure we're going to get crazy in the next one. But it was cool to see those little names dropped, you know, and like, oh, that's cool, man. Oh, I love that. Because if you follow this type of stuff as a kid, you know, cryptozoology and all that fun stuff, you see these names pop up and you're like, ah! So I enjoy that.
And you know, going back to like our pre-movie discussion with the whole beginning credits, well, actually, that was the end credits.
That was fucking genius, if you ask me.
Yes, that was great. And you got all these newspaper clippings. I don't recall all of them. But a lot of them was like, oh, Godzilla's keeping the Titans in check.
Yeah.
Oh, they're on the move to Skull Island. By the way, Skull Island's totally going to be Monster Island.
Oh, absolutely. No doubt in my mind.
The Pacific Rim one, when Titan Waste is resourceful.
Yes!
Yeah, Titan Waste is now like the world's most #1 resource for fertilizer.
That's also another one. The egg they saw is. So do we think that's going to be Mothra?
Oh. Yeah, Mothra's. That's just how Mothra does. That's the cycle of death and rebirth.
I'm telling you right now, I believe Mothra now is used as a tool just to die. I'm telling you. The last couple of freaking movies, Mothra in it, guess what? She got annihilated. I was like, what? From GMK to GXMG, whatever the hell, to freaking Final Wars. Come on, man. Give that damn thing a break.
Well, maybe if she returns in a new movie coming out in March, maybe she won't die. Or Kong's just going to rip her wings off.
Mothra will return.
This was for me, because I love Mothra. Like, Mothra is my second favorite kaiju right behind Godzilla. This was, like, the most emotional Mothra death since Tokyo SOS.
It was very valiant.
Yes.
Yes, very. Now, you want to say that?
I've been waiting for you to talk about it, Ray.
I'm going.
There's a certain monster.
You took. Wait. Are we talking about one of the big 3 or 4 up in this mother?
One of them at the end of the movies.
At the end of the movie.
The one that bows down to Godzilla.
You know it. I'm going right there. So you want to talk about your second favorite monster? Well, my second favorite monster, motherfucker.
Oh, friggin' Rodan.
Are you kidding me? Did anybody pay attention to the Monarch site he was at?
People, dude.
Did anybody pay attention to the Monarch site he was at? Site 56, a.k.a. the year Rodan came out. I love you, Michael Dougherty. Mwah. Thank you. I was like, oh, my God. Okay. I just got to say this right off the bat. This was... man, I love Rodan's original design. I absolutely love it. To me, it's fucking perfection, right? To me, the original Rodan suit is better than the original Godzilla suit. That's my opinion, right? I love that design. I love it. This is my favorite one now by far. Oh, my God. Let me tell you something. I loved Rodan in this movie. You know what I didn't love?
Even though he was kind of Ghidorah Starscream?
I was okay with that. Oh, I was 100% fine with that. I absolutely... That's one of my favorite things in the movie. What I wasn't okay with, though, and this is my... It's a nitpick, but it's my only real gripe with this film. Why didn't Rodan sound like Rodan? I'm so mad at that. When he first comes out of the volcano, you hear it. It's there. Just a slight. It's there. It's there. And I think one other scene. I think when he's fighting Mothra, it's there, but it's not there. It's overpowered with all this cackling bird. He sounded like a Muto and King Ghidorah mix. I was not feeling that. I was so angry at that. I was like, why couldn't you just give Rodan his raw? I mean, fuck. Toho's been given everybody Rodan's Raw since the fucking the 90s. Why couldn't you just give Rodan his fucking Raw?
I heard a subtle hint during the battle between Ghidorah and Godzilla. I heard a subtle hint.
That's what I'm saying.
Of Ghidorah's Heisei roar.
Well, yeah. Ghidorah's roar was straight up GMK. That's all I got from it, and maybe Death Ghidorah from the Rebirth of Mothra 1. That's what I was hearing a lot of. There was a cackle. It was there somewhat, but I heard more GMK King Ghidorah. Ghidorah, I didn't have a problem with at all. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, like when it comes to like the classic roars,
right?
Like you heard a lot of Mothra classic roars. You heard a lot of. You even heard the '54 roar come out of Godzilla.
Oh man, there was 2 times when Godzilla did the classic roar that I was like, that's how you make an American Godzilla movie, people. All you got to do is put that roar. That's all you got to do. That's it.
I mean,
that's it.
I like it, but I don't.
What the classic roar?
Let me tell you why. Like everybody who's talked to me knows that one of my problems with Shin Godzilla was the fact that they used stock roars.
What?
And I have a similar issue with this one because, well, Legendary Godzilla already has a roar, and it's fantastic. And yeah, it's used prominently in this movie. But they also use the classic roars, and why?
Because Godzilla was falling into a ravine in Antarctica when that first roar was used, and I was like,
he already has an in-pain sound.
That elephant sounding thing? Get out of here. He sounds too much like 1998.
I mean, to me, it didn't really bother me because, I mean, he's a monster. So he has vocal ranges. That's all it is.
Exactly.
I mean, that's all it is to me. Like, it's not that big of a deal. I'm glad they went with more of a classical roar. I mean, I like the 2014 roar, but I mean, I want an old school roar, and I liked him having a different variety, but that's just me. I wasn't really bothered by it.
I will give it that much that it's not just stock roar sound effects.
Yeah, it was only twice.
It was
only twice.
It was a mix.
And the second time you hear it, the first time it was a straight up old school Godzilla roar when he falls into that ravine in Antarctica. I thought that was where Godzilla was gonna like fall down into the cabin, and he got right back up and said, "Come on, buddy, let's go." I was like, ah.
He's rolling up his sleeves again. I'm still going.
Right? I was like, "Run, Sally Hawkins! Oh no, she got eaten." That's how she died. And then the second time when Millie Bobby Brown went that wonderful sequence. That the stock roar was there, but they added that 2014, that legendary roar tinge into it. It was beautiful. I thought it was perfect. I gotta agree. I loved it. Just to hear that on the big screen in this like wildly insane special effects extravaganza, I was so sold. Again, my biggest gripe of the movie was Rodan. I really wish Rodan's roar was there. Even if they modulated it a bit, I wouldn't have minded that. But Toho gave Rodan's roar to King Ghidorah, to Batra. Some parts of Space Godzilla sounded like Gigan, then it sounded like Rodan. I'm like, come on, man. Come on. I'm surprised Megaguirus didn't have Rodan's roar, damn it. I'm just saying. So I was like, I missed that roar. It's Godzilla's roar is iconic. It's iconic. Mothra's chirp, iconic. King Ghidorah's beady. Cackle is iconic. Rodan's roar, to me, being my second favorite kaiju, that's an iconic roar. And so, that's why I give that movie a 5 out of 10. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I'm messing with y'all. But yeah, that was it. Outside of that, up until Mothra hit him with the stinger, I was like, why is Rodan's wings still molten lava? Because he was in the ocean and that should have kind of wetted him and there's rain all over. I'm just saying. But the bleeding of the lava things,
his blood is lava, and that's cool.
I thought that was pretty cool. It's not more lava more than his blood is boiling. Legit. I dug it. And Godzilla, Rodan bowing at Godzilla, I thought was fantastic. Rodan bowing at King Ghidorah. Oh, come on. I loved it. At that moment in time,
probably my favorite bow between all the monsters because like Rodan first like comes up to Godzilla and Godzilla looks like him like, you fucking hurt Mothra bad. You better bow down right the fuck now before I kill you. No, and Rodan was like, oh, okay.
I didn't get that. I got more like Rodan was like, I'm sorry. This was a mistake. Complete mistake. I didn't know.
I like that part a lot because it kind of basically sealed the envelope on the movie, with the main point of King Ghidorah being the false king, and
Yes.
they're responding to an alpha, and I like that. That really sealed it with King of the Monsters, and I like that all the monsters gave that respect, I will say it is weird for me that the female Muto did it, because, in the first movie, them trying to fight, I'm like, what kind of changed? But I guess, recognition's recognition now.
Well, yeah, because you got to go back to, in the first one, it was more balancing nature. So, that's why the Mutos wanted to spread their seed. And Godzilla was like, hell no, because if you do that, then you break the balance of nature. Whereas this one was more like, that's why it was kind of like a Muto, really? Okay, why not, right? I would have liked to have seen something different, but I didn't, because I agree, the behemoth, that mammoth-looking thing, that was dope. That was dope. The fake Anguirus, that was dope too. I can't even lie. I was like, all right, I'm with it. The crustacean Rex wannabe, Celis, whatever you want to call it, that was dope. What I liked about that thing too, what made me crack up, I was like, this Final Wars, when it comes up, the spider appendages come up. It's in Arizona. First time you see Kumonga in Final Wars is in Arizona.
Yep.
I loved it.
It's a callback.
Little callbacks like that, man. Little subtle things. Speaking of subtle, I want to say something real quick. I gotta jump right to the beginning of this movie. I love the way it started off when you see the parachuting, that whole sequence, not parachuting, oh my god, you know what I'm talking about from 2014.
Yeah, the flashback.
Yes.
To 2014.
I love that, and then it pans down. I loved the ruined city behind them, but I love the oh my god, why did the actual soundstage of a burnt down San Francisco that they were on reminded me of all the Heisei Godzilla movies, where like, especially Destroyer, where they're like running through the city, and not the city, but that little spot, and there's just rubble everywhere. Oh god, I loved it. I was like, that's awesome. But, and maybe I'm crazy. I don't think I am. I've seen it 3 times, and all 3 times I say, yep, that's it. When that music hits in the beginning, I dare any one of y'all, you especially Gams, go back and watch the beginning of Gamera 3 and listen to that musical cue, because god damn it does the same thing. And then on top of all that, it's literally not shot for shot, but goddamn close to it. Gamera 3 and Ayana's hatred towards Gamera is because he killed her family.
That flashback was definitely meant to take that San Francisco fight in like a negative light.
Well, yeah,
like,
but what I'm saying is
freaking died.
What I'm saying though is
fight.
like, that scene is so reminiscent, because you see Gamera coming through the building, and there's Nightmare Gamera. You see Godzilla coming through the building, even though the kid's already gone, and she gives him that seething look, like, motherfucker. And I was like, oh my god, it's Gamera 3. But listen to the musical cue. I swear to God, put on Gamera 3 today, and as soon as that movie starts, you hear that that soothing melody, and go back and watch King of the Monsters, and it's like the same thing. It doesn't play through the entire thing, but like the first 3 or 4 notes, it's so that I was like, oh my god, I know my music. I heard it. I know what I'm talking about. Trust me, people. I gotcha. But yeah, I dug it. Either way, the music, I'm going to be honest, man. Again, I wasn't on board with most of it. I loved the music. I loved it. Chase, I didn't hear the Mothra theme from GMK, but I did hear, if I'm not mistaken, like Ghidorah's theme in GMK. So I got to go and listen to the soundtrack, though.
You have to, if you would listen to the actual soundtrack,
yeah,
you can hear it more clearly. But like in the movie, there's a lot going on. It's very unnoticeable. But I go over and it's like, it's not necessarily more of the GMK Mothra theme. It's basically GMK, the way they did that part of the theme, King of the Monsters did it as well. Okay. It's not like the same theme, but it's just how it's orchestrated is almost the same.
That's exactly how I feel about the Gamera thing. It sounds the same way. I got what you're saying.
Oh yeah, Bear McCreary took a lot of inspirations. Yeah, he was only allowed to actually use Godzilla and Mothra's theme, but that did not stop him from making musical references.
Yeah.
To like everything kaiju.
All I know is, man, the themes were.
We gotta talk about Ghidorah's death.
We got to, but I want to talk about Mothra's birth.
Mothra's birth.
When they show Mothra, first off, like the giant caterpillar known as Mothra escaped the evil villain's clutches and decided to form a cocoon in what
Are we talking about when she comes out of the cocoon?
Well, both parts. Because I thought that was a cool shot. Like they were watching it like from the news feed or something. I'm a sucker for things like that. Gamera started that for me, where it's like you're seeing it from like somebody's video camera instead of the movie, and it's like showing, for instance, Gamera and all the little Legion creatures on him. I love that.
Say, I have never seen such an effective use of Mothra Silk.
Oh my god!
Like she straight up splatted people to the wall like she was freaking.
Give Spider-Man a run for his money.
Yeah. I thought that was amazing. To be honest, no pun intended. But when she picks up the dude by the foot, I was like, nah, they're not gonna have Mothra eat the kid straight up GMK. No.
Oh yeah.
They were cocooned. But yeah, she just throws him onto the web, and I'm like, I love that. First off, I thought it was dope. The spinning instead of the spraying, I thought it was dope. But then Mothra coming out of the cocoon, that was today that got me. I was sitting there, I'm like, damn you, beautiful cinema! I'm watching this movie, and why is it so gorgeous? Why?
I teared up at that part. Like I said, Mothra is my second favorite kaiju of all time, and all the sequences with her, especially the waterfall sequence. Woo-hoo!
That was really well done. I dug the crap out of that.
I just have to say that I am so glad I was right about the returning Kong Skull Island character.
Oh yeah, Brooks, very good call on that one. Because
well, I mean, like the Kong comic, but anyways, but yeah, I was surprised they did that because it wasn't the actual actor or anything. It was just a totally different dude, and I was actually pretty stoked for that, and I was glad because I didn't want James Conrad to be a bad guy.
I was so mad that it wasn't James Conrad. I really was. I was like, oh, come on. But I can't be that mad. You know what I mean? But why is that dude always cast as a son? I just don't get it.
Because ever since Aliens 3 or Resurrection or whatever one he was in, he's always a bad guy.
Who?
Charles Dance.
No, I'm not talking about Charles Dance. I'm talking about the guy playing Brooks. I mean, he was in Terminator. He looks the same, first off. He got time travel technology straight from Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah 1991. I did that to you, Gams.
I hate that movie.
But like he's in. I digress. I liked it. Was that the his partner from Kong Skull Island? Dr. Lee? Was that her?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Okay.
But, because I don't think, because I'm pretty sure in Kong Skull Island her name was a lot different.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, when he said Dr. Lee, I was like, I gotta go back and see if her name was Dr. Lee. I will say this, though. She was gorgeous, but when she pulls her hood down and she's got, like, the braid coming off the side, they made it a point to show that, and I was like, is this supposed to be a Mothra thing? Like, I don't know. Was she somebody from Toho's catalog? Maybe. I don't recognize her.
It's funny, but her name in Kong Skull Island is only San. So maybe it is, because in the comic they're married in the comic, and she doesn't die in the comic, so maybe her name is San Ling. I don't know, but that's all it is. There's not really much information on her. I mean, I guess it's possible.
Well, I tell you, the way they orchestrated Mothra's theme, and especially when she comes out of the cocoon, that was gorgeous, man. That was gorgeous. That got me. That was one of them teary-eyed moments. I was like, come on, man. You gotta get the man the fuck up, bro. They're kidding me with this shit, but it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Mothra, even though Mothra was in about 7 seconds of the movie, If people are gonna bitch, moan, and complain about monsters not being in the movie, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mothra. I'm just saying.
That's one of my main gripes. Like Mothra didn't have enough screen time. Come on now.
But maybe that's a setup.
Another weird thing about Mothra is, like, yeah, she has the symbiotic relationship with Godzilla, but then there was the joke where one of the guys was like, "So, do they got like a thing going on?"
That joke didn't bother me as much as the one when they named Ghidorah and he said, "Did he say gonorrhea?" I was like, that could have been cut. You could have left that on the cutting room floor. That was a stupid joke. I was like, see, this is why people laugh and mock at G-fans sometimes, because they're like, oh, I said gonorrhea, that's funny. It's not. It's stupid. It's a fucking King of Terror, the three-headed monsters. And I know it shouldn't bother me, but come on, man.
I think that joke would have been a lot better if they paced it better. There was a lot of times, like, when I was watching to the dialogue of these people, like, there's a lot of things that would have been a lot better if they paced the dialogue better, like, not rushed.
Right.
But yeah, I could have done without the gonorrhea part. I was like, you got to realize this is partly going to be a movie where there's going to be kids there too. You know, kids should know about STDs, but do you think really kids are going to be like, gonorrhea?
No, wasn't much of the kids, more like the casual, or as Andrew would say, normies. You know what I mean? But anyhow.
Yeah, that's a joke for the normies.
Yeah, it felt like it definitely aimed for them. But, I mean, other than that, like, the symbiotic relationship thing, I think actually worked. In my opinion, I enjoyed that. It was a cool plot point. Instead of Godzilla and Mothra always at odds, and then Mothra having to convince Godzilla, hey, dude, let's not fight.
Yeah, you know? now it's just straight up Godzilla, Mothra, the king and queen.
Yeah.
They got a thing going on, I guess.
And I like that it's...
I don't know. I wouldn't say it like a sexual relationship by any means.
No, not that.
More, Mike Doherty described it more as an understanding with each other and a respect with each other.
Well,
I was just making...
No, yeah, and that's what I like, that it wasn't that. And then they made it clear in the movie. She was like, no, it's more of a symbiotic relationship. And I'm like, that's dope. I really like that. I will say this, though. Oh, boy. Ooh. It's making my blood boil right now thinking about it. Okay? You give Rodan's raw to every other kaiju Toho, right? And then what do, Mike Doherty? You don't give Rodan his raw, and then you give his death. His death in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla in 83 to Mothra. Come on, man. Come on, man.
I thought that was a good subversion.
Oh,
now.
They're ripping Rodan off left and right. This movie now is at a 3.
But speaking of that, burning Godzilla.
Hold on one second. Was King Ghidorah becoming a vampire?
Dude, I thought this
part. Call back to Kaiser Ghidorah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But Jason,
draining the critical mass out of him.
I thought the same thing. First off, hey, whoa! Before we get into burning Godzilla, did anybody notice it again? And if I'm not mistaken, it was the same thing. Another nod to Destroyer. Godzilla goes critical in 12 minutes. Wasn't that like 12 minutes and 50 seconds in Destroyer before he melted down?
Yeah, something like that.
Dude, I was like, oh my God. It's just like, love. That's so dope. Pay attention. You know, just, again, the little nods for us. And I think that's what Michael Dougherty did right with this movie. And again, there's really... we haven't gotten to... But to me, there really was no wrong except for Rodan being robbed with his raw and then his death. Thank God. Hey, Chase. Yo, brother, you know one of my biggest fears for this movie was Rodan dying, right?
Yeah, I know. That's why I wanted to let you talk about it.
I was so happy.
I legitimately thought he died I legitimately thought Mothra killed him, but no.
Oh, come on. It was a flesh wound. He wasn't dead from that. He did look a little like Augur at the end, though. I was like, oh, look where the hole is. He's a spaceship now.
He reminded me of like when Optimus Prime got shot by Megatron or whoever in
the
second one.
You can't. Whoa. You talking about the movies?
Yeah, Transformer, the second one.
No, we don't talk about
when he gets shot and he has that big old hole in his chest.
I thought you were talking about the animated movie, which we're not going to get into. You're not going to make me emotional here, Chase. I refuse to let you make me emotional.
Optimus Prime fucking dies.
Hey, Games, you better shut your mouth. We already had these conversations, so you be quiet. You be quiet. I leave your ass on Cybertron. Let's go back to Godzilla, damn it. Leave my transforming emotions out of this shit. Just having fun. Just having fun. But,
hey, remember that one time in Transformers? No, I'm just kidding.
Yo, real quick, while we're on the subject, and this is not nothing, but I saw a really funny...
He's about to pick up his marbles and go home.
That's it. I saw a really funny poster. You know the Godzilla poster, when the character posters came out, and it's Godzilla looking, doing his fire breath in the sky? I saw one today, and it was Trypticon doing the exact same pose, and I was like, oh, that's so funny. I cracked up. But anyhow, I digress. We're out of the Transformers talk. Screw you, Michael Bay. Which is kind of crazy, now that I think about it, because I saw somebody actually say that this movie had Michael Bay-ism type action, and they thought it was a bad thing. And I'm like, okay, certain things Michael Bay is really good at, right? I hate those Transformer movies. I really do. I like the first one. But outside of that, I can't stand those movies. And I like Bumblebee. Bumblebee was dope. But certain action sequences are dope. There's no denying it. Shit, we talk about Transformers. You know what? I think it was the third one. It was the third one. When Megatron goes to Chicago and was like, you know what? Fuck this. And just starts blasting the humans. And they're like just turning to dust. They're disintegrating in front of our face. That's what King Ghidorah was doing.
Oh yeah,
the gravity beams were just disintegrating.
When he literally looked down upon the people in Antarctica, and that one soldier was like, "Oh shit," and he just specifically targeted those people to blast.
Not only that, but when they come out of the Osprey, when they're going to find Millie Bobby Brown in Boston, the first 2-3 soldiers that come out, dude, disintegrated. I was like, oh my God. It was like War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise. I loved it. I was like, that is dope. King Ghidorah gave 0 fucks, bro. King Ghidorah had 0 chills, gave 0 fucks, and give me a third one because he got 3 heads. Come on, guys. Yeah. Help me out here.
Like, people die in this movie. Like, oh my goodness, they push the boundaries of this PG-13 rating.
Especially with Rodan's demolishing of Isla de Mara.
That was insane. That was insane. Let me tell you something. Honestly, and it's sad because for those Mothra fans, you didn't get much of Mothra. And even though the opening sequence with her was dope, I loved it. Her coming out of the cocoon and then basically talking to Mark Russell in the sky. I thought that was really well done. And, of course, I can't even begin. The battle with Rodan was dope. But did anybody get a Final Wars Gigan battle vibe there?
Kind of, sort of.
Right? It was quick. But I enjoyed it. Everything you get to see. But Rodan, man, when he comes out of that volcano, oh, my God. That was Chase. That was time number 3. I did it again. No, I might have teared up 4 times then. Because seeing it today, oh, God, it was gorgeous, bro. Gorgeous. He comes. I loved it. And
like even before Rodan swoops in and that fight starts, Mothra coming out of nowhere and literally in her adult form. This is the first time we've seen it in her adult form. She webs Ghidorah's heads to the building.
Okay. I'm glad you brought that up. Chase, what did you think of that?
I thought that was badass when she did that. It was what happened afterwards that I thought was really interesting.
Okay, I just wanted to know. I wanted your take on adult Mothra spitting the webs.
Oh, I loved it. I thought that was cool. I wish there was more of that.
Perfect.
I think it would have. That's where I think that Mothra and Rodan could have had a little bit more, back and forth, more web going. But what was interesting to me just about that scene, and I know we're talking about Mothra's adult form, but I just wanted to mention, like, it looked like to me Godzilla was going to give Mothra a final blow to King Ghidorah when he knocks Ghidorah to the ground and he kind of stands over him and kind of snorts, and then Mothra comes in to try and dive bomb Ghidorah, and then Rodan just snatches her out of the sky. Like,
yeah, I think Godzilla was going to have Mothra come in for a good hit.
Yo, yeah, it looked. I just love that. I love that tag team, and it was cool. It was kind of like payback for the San Francisco fight with with Godzilla gonna kill the Queen Muto, but
that male Muto came in and
yeah, the male Muto, yeah. But anyways, Mothra's adult everything was. I loved the webs that she could do. I loved her having that difference to her. But the part that I was seeing it twice now. Did she basically stop time when she shot out of the sky? That first part.
Whoa, what are you talking about? I don't know what.
So remember when Godzilla gets knocked to the ground and shoots his atomic breath back at King Ghidorah and pushes King Ghidorah back?
Yeah.
And Mothra comes in for the first time. Didn't it look? I mean, my friend, like it looked like it was dramatic effect, but it looked like she stops time when she shoots out like a sonic boom.
Dude, could you imagine they give her that power and it comes back full tilt and you might be onto something. You might be onto something. Oh my God.
I literally thought like that's what happened, seeing it twice in a row now. I'm like, I know it's for dramatic effect, but it almost feels like she has the ability to stop time for a little bit.
That is
I need to watch that movie a second time because I have no idea.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I didn't pick that up. But I'm just saying.
So when you see King Ghidorah knock Godzilla to the ground in Boston, and he gets up and shoots his atomic breath, and he's about to get up. When Mothra first comes down in that scene, it's like a sonic boom, and everything is slow motion. The atomic breath is moving slowly. No human characters are moving, and then it just ends, and then she's like in it. There's it's like a sonic boom, like she stops time almost.
It's probably for
and
dramatic
to me,
effect.
I was like, wow, I know it was also a main thing for dramatic effect because it's like, whoa, it's like she's now dive bombing coming in, but it literally looks like she has the ability to control time for a little bit. It makes sense in a way because of her deity. She has God rays and stuff like that, and she can control, blinding light and stuff. But I looked at that and seeing it twice now. I'm like, you know what? It's kind of cool thinking about it. That what if she has the ability to stop or control time?
I'm gonna look for that tomorrow because I'm going to see it again tomorrow. This time with my wife.
Yeah, look for that scene because I think it's one of the coolest scenes in that movie.
I will say the dive bomb was dope. I mean, just her entrance in that scene was very dope, and I think they had to do that because again, she wasn't there long enough. But let's be for real here, and I don't want to sound like a negative Nancy, but this movie. I mean, especially in this day and age, it's kind of crazy, and I'm trying to find the right way to word this, but was Mothra on a high enough to-do list type of thing than, let's say, cooler-looking monster, design-wise, like Rodan, definitely King Ghidorah, and, of course, the star of the show, Godzilla, and that's why she got shortchanged, and I'm not trying to be negative, like, saying that, because this is coming out all wrong.
I need you to rephrase your question because I'm not sure what you mean.
Do you think because Mothra is a girl, they were like, we're just going to kill her off? I hate saying it like that, but I'm just saying. I'm trying to find my way around that.
Here's the thing, is like, I guess I don't know. I kind of want to save that question because we haven't talked about the post-credit scene yet, or the end credit scene.
Right, so, and that's what I mean, and I don't mean, like, because Mothra's a girl. I mean, like, because she had, like, literally zero screen time. She did some cool stuff while on screen, but Mothra larval form did some cool stuff, and in adult form, I will say this, though. When Rodan first pins her to the building and he comes in at her and she just knocks his whatever away his head, that's why they gave her the appendages like that. I was like, that was dope. That was dope. So my whole, I don't want to see her walking bipedal. Thank God that didn't happen. It worked in every way possible. I love that. I would just, like I said, it's a terrible question. I'm sorry for bringing that up. I just wanted to know if y'all thought any which way about it, or it was just like...
It's just the thing with Mothra. Her whole thing is death and rebirth.
I think her death for that point was basically the valiancy of it. It was a very valiant death, and it was it was very emotional. But she basically is trying to save Godzilla, knowing that she cannot go up against King Ghidorah because just look at her. And but she's doing it anyways to protect, I guess, her admiration, for Godzilla. She's doing that to help him. I think that's what it really was. I don't think it has much to do with gender. I get what you're saying, because there was a lot of times where I've kind of felt like, especially on Twitter, but that's a whole other thing. I did feel like that was a theme certain people were making, but I think more of it now is it's just a part of storytelling.
And all right, so I'm not even gonna try to reiterate so we can re-answer this question where I wanted to go with this, where I wanted to go, not because she was a girl. So I apologize to anybody I might have offended. If one of our very good friends was still around, he'd probably call me a pussy for that. I don't care. But I do apologize. What I meant was the silhouettes. If you look at the silhouettes, Mothra is really not as menacing or imposing as Godzilla's, definitely King Ghidorah's, and Rodan's. You know what I mean?
Well, her silhouette is meant to invoke beauty.
Right, but that's what I mean. So that's what I'm saying. Do you think that's why she didn't have as much screen time? Because it was like, all right, cool, we got her some really cool shots, but she doesn't really, the silhouette's really not that cool, so let's give more. Because Rodan's screen time is ridiculous in this. I didn't think Rodan was going to have as much screen time as he did. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm bringing that up. That's why I asked that question.
Compared to Godzilla and Ghidorah, both Mothra and Rodan were kind of gypped for screen time.
No, Rodan was gypped because they didn't give him his iconic roar, and they gave Mothra his death. Oh. I'm just kidding. The roar I'm not kidding about, but the death thing, that's a joke.
I mean, at least Rodan lived.
I know, and I'm happy about that. Chase knows how happy I'm about that. I can give everybody a hug.
I mean, I guess to take it further now with that end credit scene, look, we got Rodan, who's still alive. Something's going on in one shape or form with who, King Ghidorah.
Oh, we ain't get that for yet. We're gonna get
what's
there.
That?
We didn't get that far yet, because we still got to talk about King Ghidorah itself.
Okay, well, I guess where I'm going with is I think I want to say maybe it doesn't matter, because what if Mothra doesn't die? What if Mothra comes back anyways?
Oh yeah, well, and if you're talking about that particular scene at the end, and that's not even the end credits, that's like the intro to both Godzilla 2014 and Kong Skull Island. They just put it at the end of the movie, which I think works because they talk about all of the Titans now, and I loved it. If you're talking about the egg scene, is that what you're talking about? The little
you mean like the credits, the little news clippings?
Yeah.
There is an egg.
Yeah. What I'm saying is if it doesn't really matter that much if Mothra comes back anyways.
No, yeah, you're right. In that regards, absolutely. In that regard, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I didn't feel that way at all. I didn't feel like it was genderized.
No, and like I said, I didn't mean that at first. I was trying to find the right words, and what I wanted to say was silhouette. I didn't mean gender. That's why I'm apologizing. I didn't mean it like that. I meant like...
Well, okay. I thought we were still on that topic.
No, I'm just talking in general. Like, the silhouettes, they're cooler with the other three monsters than they were for Mothra, and maybe that's why they didn't give Mothra enough screen time, and then they killed Mothra. But I digress. We went totally off the rails with that shit. King Ghidorah. On the other hand.
Ghidorah. Like I said in my little non-spoiler review on Facebook, this is my favorite King Ghidorah.
Yeah.
The one who is many.
I ain't mad at that.
And I love how for the first half they did not even name drop Ghidorah. They just called it Monster Zero,
which was dope. I love Monster Zero. Of course, we all do.
Oh yes.
Look, let's be for real. I mean, seriously, when Godzilla rips its head off in Mexico, Isla de Mara. I'm telling you, anybody who's a G fan, by the way, real quick before I get into that, Chase, my theater, both times, yesterday, they were decently packed. They weren't sold out, but they were way more than I thought was going to be there, and I appreciate it in both shows.
That's good. That's good.
Oh, yeah. This movie on Thursday made like $6 million.
That's a good thing.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's bigger than Kong Skull Islands.
Yeah, but that scene, if there was a Godzilla fan in the theater, you can audibly hear them go, "What the fuck?" Because, dude, I mean, like, wait, what?
First the tongue grew back, then the skull grew around it, and then the little membrane of the skin in the middle head was like ripping off the membrane to get the head out.
The placenta.
The placenta,
Yeah. Oh.
It's funny though, like when you were like, oh, they're like, oh shit. It was actually funny because when Rodan bows at the end of the movie, I yelled, oh shit, out loud. And everybody was looking at me. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Well,
but yeah, Ghidorah. I love this Ghidorah. I probably am there with Andrew. It's probably my favorite incarnation of Ghidorah.
I love how like the right head is like the really aggressive one. The left head is kind of like the innocent but dumb one, and the middle head is like the brains of the bunch.
Yeah, and I loved how the middle head's like pulling on the other heads sometimes to get their attention.
Yeah, the middle head's like in his own little. The left head is in his own little world, and the middle head's like, pay the fuck attention.
Yeah, like when he's like licking the remains of the humans off of the Antarctic off the ice.
The left head is always fucking hungry, dude.
That was crazy. Oh boy. Oh, yeah. Is it my favorite King Ghidorah? It has to be. It really ain't no. I mean, and don't get me wrong, because I love me some Showa King Ghidorah and stuff. This was just menacing, powerful, alien, like Gam said earlier. Which that's me clapping. Kudos, Michael Dougherty. You did exactly what you needed to do there. I'm glad you're a fan. I'm glad you're one of us.
This is the most personality we've ever seen Ghidorah, like ever.
Yeah, it's not a bunch of just flailing heads.
Not to knock the suitmation, because that is a masterful craft, but you couldn't really get much emotion with the suitmation Ghidorah heads because they were just puppets.
Yeah. Well, I will say this though. I didn't, with the exception of, let's say, the middle head tugging on, the left head to get its attention, or make it stop eating the damn thing. I really didn't see any difference, and I guess maybe I really didn't care or was looking for it with the difference between the three heads, because to me it still worked in unison. At the end, I will say this: one of my favorite scenes in the movie though is in the Arctic, and when Godzilla lights up and just shoots that atomic blast, and then the middle and the left head goes, "Psych, you sucker!" and just like dips out the way.
Thought.
Oh, dude, it was so dope. It was like, I don't know, in my head, I see the heads like splitting apart but making a heart. Like, sucker, we love you. Dude, I loved it. But it's just in my head. That was just in my head. But dude, I loved it because, again, props to Suitmation, but the things you could do with computer animation. I mean, I'm pretty sure you could do that with Suitmation. You move the, but dude, that was something we ain't never seen before. King Ghidorah dodging Godzilla's atomic breath just by moving its heads out of the way. It was dope.
Well, keep in mind too, a lot of this was mocap.
Okay, yeah, but I mean,
yeah, that's why I say you really need to pay attention to all three heads, because they do different things.
Yeah, but I mean, you really can't go far with them doing different things. What do they do? Like, one's not writing a novel, and the other one's not brushing its teeth. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, they still a Terra Titan. I'm gonna coin that phrase, Terra Titan. So I mean, like, and again, and I've seen different things, but I don't know. Yes, the middle was definitely the voice of reason, but outside of that, it's just like it was there, and I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking the performance. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, it didn't do anything to elevate my enthusiasm or excitement for seeing King Ghidorah in this grand stage. It was just
I also
dope.
love how, like, each head is like a slightly different shape. Like the right head is more is more angular and fierce looking. The middle head is like is like more sleek, and then the left head is kind of like more rounded and fat.
I gotta look at that again. I didn't see that.
Middle, I saw that too. I noticed that the middle head has more like a majestic look almost.
Ah.
Like like a majestic dragon, you know, and the others are kind of like abominations.
I gotta look at that again because I definitely missed that one. I'm gonna check that out. I'm definitely gonna check it out. But I mean, King Ghidorah was dope and everything. King Ghidorah survived the oxygen destroyer because
it didn't even phase him.
You're right. It didn't even. If anything, it helped him because then his egg grew back. It's like, ah, sucker, thank you. Mutation. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
Well, I mean, that's the thing I kind of want. God, I wanted to bring that up. Did the oxygen destroyer give Ghidorah the ability to do that, or did Ghidorah have that ability already?
I think Ghidorah had the ability already. I think kind of like with Orga, you got to destroy it at a cellular level in order to defeat it, right? But that's if, and this is where it's hard because I want to get to that eventually, but I really don't want to throw that up there now. But that's if there's still an intact brain. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like
something still living.
With the head regeneration, that was a wonderful segue into revealing that Ghidorah was an alien.
Yeah, and it kind of looked alien at the same time too. It was kind of like free. Speaking of alien, hold up, time out. You telling me this movie is like Final Wars, bro? Dude, there's a sequence that reminded me nothing but aliens, and that's when and it wasn't like any monsters attacking the human, but when they went to Antarctica to, you know, stop them and save Millie Bobby Brown and Vera Farmiga, and they were using like the helmet cams, and then all of a sudden like those eco-terrorists were like pulling them through the sides, and just like I was like, whoa, this is crazy. That reminded me of Aliens a lot. I don't know why, but it did.
It did to me too.
Okay, good. All right. Thank you, Chase. I thought I was, but it really felt like it was just balls to the walls, man. It was dope. I enjoyed the shit out of this movie.
I mean, and it makes total sense too because Mike Doherty said many times he's a big Aliens fan.
Yeah, and it showed in that sequence in particular, and it was cool, man. It was cool, and it was fun.
Yeah.
It's like,
but speaking of Ghidorah's severed heads, let's talk about that final battle.
The final battle.
Let's talk about that final battle between Bern and Godzilla.
Oh God,
I mean, I'm just gonna say, if you are worried about, if you're upset with Godzilla in San Francisco, I would be more upset with him basically nuking all of Boston.
Yeah, Boston's done. Boston is gone.
But I was never upset with Godzilla in San Francisco. I don't know where this hostility is coming from.
I'm talking about as like, if you're upset with Godzilla killing your family in San Francisco.
Oh yeah, right.
You know, that context. Now I guess at that point there's nobody left to be upset in Boston. But
well, remember they said she tells Charles Dance that they already begun the evacuations of Boston, which is crazy. And I don't want to nitpick at plot points because there's a ton of them, and I really don't want to even get into that. But why were they evacuating Boston when everything was happening in D.C.? Who gave them a tip-off that there were monsters coming to Boston? Nobody.
And that's what I'm saying. That part in the teaser, when she basically is trying to reach out to Monarch, I think that should have been kept.
Damn it, bro. In that regards, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, you know what? Yeah, in that regards, I agree with you there. So, yeah, that makes sense.
But I'm just saying, this is probably the most powerful version of the nuclear pulse that I've ever seen outside of fucking video games.
Bullshit. It's still Destroyer. It will always be Destroyer. And I don't care because that's my Toho fanboy coming out. It will always be Destroyer.
I'm not saying burning Godzilla in general. I'm saying the nuclear pulse.
No.
Like, we've seen it a few times in the movies.
I think the Pulse and Destroyer is better. I just do because I'm a fan. Because Godzilla, that was all Godzilla. It wasn't Mothra's help. Pissed me off. Should have been Rodan. Should have been Rodan.
He would have done the same thing even without Mothra. Yeah, you got that little Mothra chirp as he was pulsing, and
the wings.
The pulse had her wing pattern in it.
What part exactly at that point did Mothra help Godzilla?
She gave him.
I noticed.
When she sacrificed her life and her life force went into Godzilla, I think that sort of helped him control his critical mass. But he was already starting to go critical mass even before Mothra showed up anyway.
And I was confused with that too because he was still alive. He was just he was basically just like I just got the wind knocked out of me because I fell from space.
By the way, I called that. I called it. Remember, I called that a long time ago. Called it. I said that's Godzilla.
No, you called King Ghidorah falling from space.
I do recall saying, but what if it's Godzilla falling and the friction is what's the reason why he gets on fire, and if it's Fire Godzilla, then I'll buy that. I still bought what happened.
That's true. That is true. But
I did
still
call.
wasn't that.
I still did call. So shut up, Chase. I did call Ghidorah.
I mean, he didn't really go burning because of the fall. It was because of Dr. Serizawa's nuke.
Oh yeah, that and definitely Mothra, because once her life force went in.
I'll keep going. I'm sorry, I'm going off.
Then once her life force went, once she dissipated and went into, the same thing happened with Rodan. When Rodan wilted away in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla '93, what happened? The red atomic blast. Godzilla
and I get that, but what shroud of evidence shows at that point in time that Mothra's ability, what she gave to Godzilla, is helping at all?
Like,
the chirp and the wings.
When he did the pulse, it Mothra's chirp
and the wings
sounded out, and there was the wing pattern.
I didn't notice the chirp when he did the pulse.
He does it twice. He chirps both times, and the wings pop out.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, check that out, bro. And I don't hate that because I actually loved it. I was like, that is so dope.
Well, and in that regard, that's cool. I was just curious because I didn't notice anything. I just thought like, oh, well, she just did this. What if it's just going to be something in the next movie that gets touched on? But I didn't notice that at all.
You'll have to pay attention to that part in your third viewing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like at that part, like I was just so enticed of Godzilla just glowing with radiation. I was just like, that was what I was focused on. But with that being said, I want to alliterate. I wouldn't really call him. I mean, do we really call him burning? I mean,
no.
I think critical mass is more of the term.
I like that.
Yeah. It's more critical mass. It's just the term that everybody uses.
Oh, of course. But
on fire like that.
I guess that was one of the things that I got so annoyed about when this movie was, when those rumors were going around with Fire Godzilla and Burning Godzilla. I want, like, I don't know. I think a lot, not you, Andrew, or Ray or anyone, but just
especially me. Especially not me.
For movie of fantasy, everyone should be correct in that regard.
I mean, they even name dropped critical mass in the movie.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I mean. But like for the people that were at home that were going, oh, it's Burning Godzilla, or like earlier, oh, it's Burning Godzilla, Fire Godzilla.
Well, remember that conversation we had, and I was like, no, it's just Godzilla on fire. Remember that? Because that's
dude. Well, I guess what I'm saying is I'm glad it was critical mass Godzilla.
But what I was getting at with the whole, these pulses are super powerful. Like, the first pulse took out Ghidorah's wings. Like, his
I love that.
Changed off. The second pulse took out his two side heads and only his middle head remained. And then the third pulse was just a straight-up nuking all of Boston. Like, Boston was...
Whoa. But not only that, it kind of seemed that way, but what I loved about that third pulse, though, it went back in. Did you notice that? Like,
it exploded and then imploded.
And I was like, melt it down! No, I didn't do that, but in my head I did. But all right, and I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this right now. I'm going to let everybody know this. I'm going to be honest with you. What the fuck was Godzilla doing? Did he eat King Ghidorah? What the hell happened there?
Like he stepped on Ghidorah and like literally crushed, like his foot went inside Ghidorah's chest.
Yes, but King Ghidorah was still alive and wriggling around in
his mouth, like, oh my goodness.
Now,
and Godzilla was trying to swallow it, and Ghidorah was just being too wriggly.
Godzilla
was like, oh, fuck it. And he just blasted it to space.
Think of it also this way. Ghidorah took some radiation from Godzilla. You would think maybe after that he's going to devour King Ghidorah as a little bit of a snack.
Yeah, I'll just be honest with you. It was a cool shot. Don't get me wrong. I dug it. Especially when he burps at the end and you see the electricity in his mouth.
Yeah, that part was nutty.
That was so dope. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm telling you like it is. I still think the kiss of death is better. That's just my prerogative.
Let me segue that specific scene. Actually, I loved it, but something outside of the movie, outside of everything about that scene, pissed me the fuck off. And that is because about a year ago, some asshole on 4chan leaked the entire plot of this movie.
Oh, see?
And it was down. He said burning Godzilla. He said Godzilla eating Ghidorah at the end. He said the bowing scene, and I was like, okay, this has got to be fake because that sounds Showa era as hell. But then it actually happened. I was like, that son of a bitch was fucking right, and nothing surprised me in this movie.
It was Michael Dougherty. He was the Redditor. He leaked it, or Fortune, or whatever you call it. He leaked it. No, listen, and that's why we stay away from spoilers, Andrew. Come on, lesson learned.
I thought it was fake at first,
but
dude.
I didn't
think it was going to be real.
Dude, but that's why I don't look at nothing. Let me tell you, when Avengers came out, when Endgame came out, I told everybody, I don't even care about your reaction. I don't want to know nothing. I don't want to know nothing. I just want to go and see for myself. That's how I felt with Godzilla, even though it was a little different because when the reactions were coming out, that I was worried. I wanted the movie to be, I wanted it to hit with audiences. And when it started to hit with audiences, I was like, yeah, here we go.
Yeah, like.
But I never
Rotten Tomatoes.
No, man, screw that. That was a critics thing. There was like, I don't know, 41 critics giving it a 26%. But then it was like 190, of us, I think more at this point, giving it a 95.
Right now, Rotten Tomatoes is like 100 and something critics, and it's sitting at like 49%. But the audience score is at 90% with 1,000 reviews.
There you go. So that's all you really care about.
So that's all it is. The audience that does see it enjoys it, and the critics, just as always, critics are critics.
Yeah, they look at it with a critical eye. Let me tell you something, and not to jump off the topic of the movie, but staying on top. I saw a review today. I saw the Collider review today. And what I loved about this particular review was it wasn't their normal reviewers doing it. It wasn't like their normal cast. It was the dude in the background. I forget his name, but he's from the Wangers.
It wasn't Frosty.
It wasn't. Frosty has a review up, and it's called "Let Them Fight." I'm gonna read that later. But
and he loved it. Oh yeah, I read it. He loved it.
And that's what I'm saying. But the on-air personalities, they had the dude, one of the technicians, review because they knew he loved Godzilla, and they wanted to get an honest, not an honest opinion, an honest reaction, I guess. And he loved it. The dude gave it a 9. I was like, kudos. That's all I wanted from one Godzilla fan to the next. As long as you loved it like that, that's what I'm talking about. And I think this movie is going to sway a lot of the haters from 2014. Not all of them, because you still got your stingy butts. Look at me and Shin Godzilla. They can make a Shin Godzilla 2, and it's just as crazy as King of the Monsters, and I'm still going to hate it, because Shin Godzilla sucks.
No, you.
Yeah, rest in peace, my brother. Pepperonis. But I dug that type of review. When Robert Meyer Burnett said, "I seen Godzilla King of the Monsters, and I'm here to tell you, this is a smackdown movie." I dig that type. I don't need the snooty nose up in the ears. Oh, well, in terms of the movie, this movie had no plot. There was no character development. There was nothing. It was just a bunch of loud monsters fighting. Dude, but that's what the fuck it's called. It's Godzilla, King of the Monsters. You stupid son of a bitches.
And even then, they're wrong because the characters, in my opinion, were great. This is a great segue into the Cuban story.
Yeah, but we get. We're talking about a Godzilla movie here, and in the history of Godzilla movies,
I'm saying I love the characters.
There are, in the history of Godzilla movies from all three eras, there are maybe more than a handful that are really dope characters. You're like, whoa, you know what I mean? So I wasn't expecting much from anything. Again, Serizawa and Sally Hawkins' character, I love them.
Vivian Graham.
Vivian Graham, thank you, sir. Dr. Graham herself. Those were like the only two that I was like really in love with. And I did kind of dig dude from King Kong, 2005. But all that being said, I don't care about Rotten Tomatoes. Never did, never will. My best friend always coming at me with Rotten Tomatoes stuff, and now he didn't even come at me with anything Godzilla related, but just in general, movies in general. And I'm like, dude, I don't care about that. I don't care about Rotten Tomatoes. I don't go on that site. I don't look. You know what I do? I go on Monday to the box office report. That's what I do. That's how I judge a movie. That's how I judge a movie. Unless it's a movie I really, really, really can't wait to see. That's how that's how I'll judge. Maybe I'll go see this. But I digress. Screw all that shit, the reviews. Our review is dope because we are fanboys and we love the movie. And if you're not gushing with us, I'm sorry. But let's continue because we're going to wrap this up real soon. King Ghidorah, you got Godzilla ate him. I don't get it. Anyhow, I do get it. It makes sense. I still think that Godzilla's kiss of death to the Mamamudo was fantastic. You didn't see it coming. It caught everybody off guard, and it was a fantastic scene. A definite payoff.
It's interesting in the fact that this is the first time you ever see Godzilla eat anything.
And King Ghidorah, for that matter.
That's not like a nuclear reactor, him absorbing it. Like, he actually ate something with his mouth.
Yeah. And it's King Ghidorah. That's the crazy part.
I still think it was a missed opportunity that you didn't give us the red atomic breath.
I agree. And that so jump into the comic because you all read it now, and I see where y'all thought it with the spoilers. First off, I'm just going to, this is not a review of the comic, but come on, man. Really? The reason why his spines grew the way they grew is because they broke fighting that Mudo Prime? Stupid.
Oh, come on. That was cool.
That was stupid. I like the evolution theory better. I do.
However, they didn't break when he fell from orbit.
Exactly. Thank you, brother. Maybe because they're stronger now. I don't know. But I was like, come on, that was dumb. And then they gave us the pulse. I was so excited that we were going to get the pulse in the movie. And we did to an extent. But I agree with you, Chase.
Yeah, I was going to add to that. Like, I like the atomic pulse because that's something I wanted to see a lot. I wanted to see, like, an incarnation of that. And I kind of thought, like, that's how Godzilla was going to kill King Ghidorah. Like, remember when we were talking about that? And I was like, what if Godzilla uses his atomic pulse? Like, King Ghidorah's choking him, and he uses the pulse, and it shoots out of him and just breaks King Ghidorah's limbs apart. Like, I thought, like, something like that was going to happen.
And it kind of
did. What's that?
And it did. That's exactly what happened, except without the choking.
I was kind of would like to have seen Godzilla used red atomic breath at one point, like maybe the last part when King Ghidorah's about to charge at him. Like, that would have been kind of cool. But like, I mean, it's not that big of a deal to me. I still liked it, but it's a very interesting way to kill King Ghidorah, and I bet like there's gonna be some maybe closure, hopefully, in the future, but maybe, but yeah, it was. I don't really have that much of an issue with it.
We're getting to that. So King Ghidorah, Gams, a perfect way to sign him off.
I think, well,
for this movie,
for this movie, sending King Ghidorah off, Godzilla fucking literally devouring him, and the last wiggly head, Godzilla gets tired of his shit and blasts him off into orbit. That was a good send off, but that wasn't
send him back home.
That wasn't really a send off, was it?
Oh, it was a send off. That was a send off. He didn't say he disintegrated that head. That head disintegrated, turned to ash. I love it.
No, he sent him back home to space.
Yeah,
take that, you space dinosaur.
It's off that head into space.
Oh yeah, that look. All I know is
he turned Ghidorah into atomic ash.
Exactly. He disintegrated King Ghidorah completely. It was something we have never seen before. King Ghidorah doesn't die like that. I mean, sure, maybe he turns to stone or ice or whatever Mothra did to him, or Godzilla throws him into orbit and then turns around with the super atomic breath. Straight up, goodbye, Kaiser Ghidorah. And then he blows up into a billion little pieces. That's cool. This was different, man. I was like, that was the best King Ghidorah death I've ever seen. It really was. It was dope. It was dope.
And how we see him in Godzilla versus Kong, and Kong versus Wing.
Wait, whoa. There's still one more thing I gotta talk about before we get to that.
But it's Christmas.
No.
What's that one more thing you gotta talk about before we get to the after credits scene?
The money shot of Godzilla literally standing on the fucking mountain. Come on, man.
We already talked about the
No, we didn't. We didn't talk. We talked about the bowing.
I loved that scene. I just wish Godzilla had a more powerful roar.
I don't know.
At that part when he roars, it was very underwhelming to me.
Yeah, I think it would have been a good time to kind of reuse his victory roar after he defeated the female Muto.
I know. I thought it was dope, especially I guess today with that sound. I was like, God damn.
No, it was cool that he roared. I just wish they used like one more time to use a more powerful Godzilla roar. Like that would have been it.
I don't know. I thought it was powerful enough.
Or maybe since they were using stock sound effects like the Showa and the 54 roar, they could have used the 84 roar.
Oh, that would have drove me bonkers. I
That
would have ran out the theater.
That would have been badass.
I would have ended this podcast right here. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Final credit scenes. I left. But all right. So yeah, to me, that was the money shot of the movie. Godzilla on that mountain.
Yeah, Godzilla on that mountain. All the kaiju, Rodan, Behemoth, Scylla, Baphomet, all of them just bowing down to the king.
It reminds me
literally. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say it reminds me of that artwork of that Larry Quach did, and it's basically all of Toho and all the Showa monsters, and Godzilla's on top of a pile of them strangling Ultraman.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of.
But for me, it's like. With that scene, as goofy as it is, it's also fucking majestic because it finally, after 65 years, the title of King of the Monsters is not just a marketing title anymore.
Right.
It is not just a marketing title anymore. He is the king.
Yep.
Of the monsters.
Yep, and I loved it, which brings us to the close of the movie. Oh, by the way, like Vera Farmiga's character died. It's what it is. She deserved to die. She was a monster herself.
That scene from the trailer wasn't there either. Of Millie Bobby Brown calling her mom a monster.
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was during before the Isla de Mara scene. She's trying to convince her to not do it, and Charles Dance is going back.
Okay,
and she's like, "You're a monster."
No, it was after that. It was after that scene.
You're right. It was after that.
I think they were already in Boston when she does that, and then she runs to the room. But so then the what should have been the opening credits is now the end credit sequence, which again I actually thought worked so well.
And I love how like the presence of the Titans like stimulates life.
Yes.
Like Godzilla's presence has made the ocean lush. The other Titans roaming the earth is like bringing back the rainforests and all this sort of stuff. Like, that's cool.
Yeah. What, the rainforest in the Sahara? Come on, man. Somebody say Biollante. I'm just saying. Dude, there was a lot of alluding to Kong in those final credits.
Like a Titan especially is sleeping beneath Skull Island.
Yeah, Skull Island and stuff. And I thought that was great, but let me tell you something, and I think this is where they missed an opportunity here. When they start, because, oh, dude, all right, real quick. I gotta say, because we had this conversation, Games, listening to that Go Godzilla song at the end credits, watching that, yeah, dude, it worked so well. I was like, oh my god.
Because I was singing along, literally the entire theater at my showing was singing along when that thing came on.
Yeah, today too. The whole audience was doing it today too.
Oh, that's so awesome. Are you kidding me? I'm telling you, I was loving it, and I think they missed an opportunity here, but when that music is playing and it's hitting all the right notes, and then they start flying through Skull Island. Oh, come on, bro. I mean, it was just like so dope because they're like, yeah, you know where this is going, right? And I'm like, this is dope. And then you see the cranes fly by and everything, and you're like, what the fuck? And they missed it because I swear they really should have showed Kong. But
yeah, like a zoom in to Skull Island, and then like at the end of like the Blue Oyster Cult song, it just zooms in on Kong and he roars or something. That would have been cool.
Yeah, because
gray beard Kong just sitting there looking grumpy.
Yeah, because the cave painting that they showed was cool and all, but in all honesty, I mean, the King Ghidorah one against Godzilla just worked way better because this is a Kong movie, and here's Godzilla in the Kong movie, haha, suckers! We knew this was coming. So that wasn't like a big thing, you're like, oh, look, oh my god. It was cool, but it wasn't Look at Mothra, look at Rodan, look at King Ghidorah versus Godzilla cave painting type cool where he was like, what the fuck? This is the best part of the whole entire Kong Skull Island movie. They should have showed Kong come around a mountain or something in there. They should have done it. They should have done it.
Like what I think should have done is like number one, I think they missed an opportunity when Ghidorah is doing that big old roar that awakens all the Titans.
Oh,
they could have done like a throwaway scene where Kong hears it and just completely ignores Ghidorah.
Well, even just kind of looks like the Thundercats when Lionel goes, ho! You know what I mean?
and then like with the end credit sequence, showing zooming on Skull Island, it could have been like kind of like a semi flashback where Kong hears Godzilla's triumphant roar after he defeats Ghidorah, and then Kong could just like look pissed.
Oh, dude,
like that motherfucker.
That would have been the perfect ending, like as they're going through Skull Island like that. Because I mean, I love that scene. I love that. I love Skull Island. I watched Kong Skull Island the other day, and when they do that sweeping camera shot of Skull Island as they're coming in, I absolutely love it. Could you imagine as they get closer to the end and you hear Godzilla roar and Kong just like turns that corner from, oh my God, I would have fucking lost my shit. I would have, but you know, I digress because that was cool and all that stuff. Again, a lot of illusion, like you said, alluding to, Godzilla keeping these Titans in check, which I loved because at the end of this movie, it looked like Godzilla was like, "All right, motherfuckers, I'm the king now. Watch this." But no, he still plays his part. Like Gamera. Gamera's the guardian of the universe. Godzilla is the Earth guardian. He's the balance. And I like that, which, again, raises all the questions. Why is Godzilla and Kong going to fight? I didn't read the Michael Dougherty interview yet, so I'm going to read it now.
I mean, what I think is going to lead up to Godzilla and Kong fighting is that last human line in the movie. Good thing he's on our side for now.
For now, yeah, and that's the weird thing. So here's my idea, because now we're gonna get into it. We get that as the bumper end credit scenes. Then we get the credits rolling up, and guess what? This was crazy. But Godzilla, King Ghidorah, Mothra, and Rodan were played by himself. I thought that was genius. I applauded that. That was dope.
That was funny.
Haruo Nakajima and Bono's.
Oh my God, that tribute!
That tribute was dope. And
today was the first time I heard the old shallow roar at the end of that.
Oh yeah.
When the picture comes up and you hear the old shallow roar.
Dude, I love that. I thought that was amazing. And then the fact that they actually just stopped there at Haruo Nakajima and just leave it there until it goes, fades to black was very fitting, very awesome. Dope for G fans. Another one that got me a little misty. 5 times, Chase. 5 times.
Yeah, misty-eyed right there. Like, thank you, Michael Dougherty, for giving props to the greatest suit actor of these past few generations.
Okay, that's a debate for another time. I'm not going to knock the man, especially because he's passed, but I don't believe that at all. That's another podcast. Then the screen goes dark and comes up because we get the official end credit sequence, which is Thanos of all fucking people coming down saying, "Fine, I'll do it myself." Wrong, I'm lying. That's another movie. Sorry. But
Frigate Charles Dance goes back to Isla de Mara.
And he finds Jurassic Park.
You see dead, half-disintegrated fish because of the oxygen destroyer, by the way. I noticed that.
Oh, yeah, I thought that was genius, especially how it starts off focused on that, and you're thinking all the time, what is that? What is that? What is it? It's a fucking fish head. It's a fish head.
Dead, half-disintegrated fish. They could not fish anymore because all the fish are dead because of the oxygen destroyer. And then they just like, oh, we have this, and it's King Ghidorah's severed head.
Chase, when you saw that, what was the first thing that ran through your head?
Mecha King Ghidorah.
Same.
Yes, son. Yeah.
And I'm like, either. I said this, and when I left in the car, I was like, so we know King Ghidorah's coming back in some shape or form.
Oh yeah.
And when I thought about that, I'm like, Ray's gonna get his wish. Kong's gonna jump on King Ghidorah's back and rip his wings.
I don't think it's... So here's my theory. Here we go, people, before we sign off. Theory time. Dude, what for... Fucking King agree. The eye was still open and everything. I thought that was amazing.
I would have loved it if the eye blinked.
I thought, I swear to God, upon my first viewing, I thought it did. But then again, I literally drank about 8 beers watching that movie. I would run to the bathroom and then run to the ball and run back. Because in my head, I was like, well, I'm going to go see this right after I see this one. So I'm going to see it again and I'm going to drink a soda and not pee so much. Anyhow, I thought he did too. I thought he blinked. He didn't. It brings me back to without a live head, it can't regenerate. But Charles Dance, this organization, has got something. So here's... And I didn't read the Michael Dougherty interview, so this is my theory. I'm going to read it, but this is my theory. Knowing now that Godzilla is the king of the monsters, and the way that first end credit sequence was going, alluding to something big in Skull Island, and the tie is like pretty much going towards Skull Island, which is going to be Monster Island. I said that too.
Please don't say the B word.
B word? Baphomet?
Bacon.
No. I thought that at first. I thought that the second time around. I thought bagging. I really did. No.
Don't you dare.
No, listen. I'm dead serious.
No, we don't want to give Zach any...
No,
limelight.
I think, and as crazy as this sounds, but because I was so dead set, and ask Chase, he knows this because we had these podcasts, how much I was so dead set against a burning Godzilla in this movie. I hated the idea. I was like, no. Don't do it. It's stupid. I don't need Godzilla going Super Saiyan. It's stupid. Because my whole thing was like, he'll defeat King Ghidorah, but not kill him because that's got to be the big bad for the next one. It's King Ghidorah. Here's my theory. They're going to make Mecha King Ghidorah, as ludicrous as that sounds.
No, yeah. I am convinced.
They've already given us Burning Godzilla, and that's already ludicrous. We already know that these movies now are not based in reality. We can do whatever the hell we want. That being said, when they do create Mecha King Ghidorah, I'm pretty sure they're going to have some way, shape, or form of the Orca, and they're going to use that to control the king of the monsters. And that's why Godzilla fights Kong, and then Kong winds up breaking the damn thing. And I don't want it, because I said this before to Chase. I said, I hope this device doesn't, like, do what the the Exilians did, or the Kelags did and control the monsters. I don't want that. And I love the fact that it didn't control the monsters.
Yeah, it didn't really control the monsters. It just kind of made them go
docile.
Yeah.
But it didn't say, okay, I'm going to press this button and I'm going to make it attack Boston now. No, it was a lure. They used it as a lure. I like that. But what I'm saying now is this dude's crazy, and King Ghidorah is an alien, and maybe MGG comes through some kind of time warp that Mothra did when she came down from the heavens and stopped time, and then it will open up a portal and a wormhole, and then boom. I'm just saying that they're going to use a Mecha King Ghidorah to control Godzilla for the first half of the movie to fight Kong. Kong's going to knock the thing out. My biggest fear is the tagline, one shall fall. I don't like it. I don't like it. That's a podcast for another day. I don't like it.
I mean, I'm just saying there's got to be some sort of mech in the next movie, because they've already established that they have some high technology over at Monarch.
Yeah, I mean, the oxygen destroyer itself. What? Oh, yeah, we developed it like that. It's been 5 years. I can see it.
Well, no, or a better example is the Mothra containment unit.
Oh, shit. Wow, Chase, yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, that was high tech as hell. So they have the technology to develop some sort of...
Because again, the military developed it, not Monarch.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, like... I've talked to a few of my my other Godzilla fan friends, and a couple of them are actually kind of mad at the fact that they underplayed the Oxygen Destroyer so much.
Yeah, I can see that.
That it was a military weapon instead of a chemical weapon developed by a scientist. That the fact that it was used so nonchalantly, that it undermines the message in 54, and I'm just like, okay, look. This is not Godzilla 54. This is not even Toho. They can do whatever they want.
I think you see, but then that goes back to then we need more character development and well, who created it? And we got to get into that character. And then the movie becomes 5 hours long, and then people start complaining there's not enough monster action, because we got to figure out where the damn Oxygen Destroyer came from. Read the novelization.
I think Ray put it perfectly.
When does that novelization come out?
It's out June 7th.
Oh, next Friday. Nice.
Yeah, I think Ray put it perfectly. I think it was, I mean, the good contrast of the differences. I feel like the Legendary universe is kind of like the alternative universe, as in Serizawa's, not going to kill Godzilla. He's going to revive him, and it makes sense. The military tries to and fails. Like that. I think Ray put that perfectly. The reason, like the best way to deal with that.
Yeah. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I enjoyed this movie to no ends. And especially today when I saw it again, I was like, good God Almighty, this is it. But let's get into our scores and our final thoughts because we gotta wrap this up. It's about to be 2 hours long. So I'm start with you, Gams. Like your final thoughts and a score.
Like I said, I've only seen this movie once. My score may or may not go up or stay the same. It can only go up. But as of right now, it is a solid 8 out of 10.
Oh, nice.
Solid 8 out of 10. It may even be a 9. I need to watch it a few more times. Nice. But I love this movie. It's a love letter to the franchise. It is literally a Showa era Godzilla movie made in 2019.
Yeah.
Oh. And I love it for it.
Yeah. Chase. Wait. Go ahead.
And I just cannot wait for what else is to come.
Beautifully said. Chase, what about you? Final thoughts and score.
Man, I left this movie last night seeing it, thinking it as just a pure Godzilla movie that I loved, so 10 out of 10. Seeing it today the second time, still 10 out of 10. I just wish there were still things they could have done differently. Like I said, I would have loved a little bit more characters, just a tiny bit more of just a little bit of a segue, but it was, for a Godzilla fan, like I said, it was a pure Godzilla fan's dream, kaiju fan's dream. I thank Mike Dougherty and Bear McCreary both for bringing this to life. And I am very stoked to see to see who returns in Kong Skull Island and Godzilla. I mean, in Godzilla versus Kong, I'm really excited to see who returns because I feel like a lot of characters are returning they're not mentioning yet, and I'm excited to see where it goes from here.
Bring back Barnes, Griffin, Foster, and Martinez. Bring them back. I love the core. All right. I absolutely adore this movie. I did not think I was going to enjoy it as much as I did. No, let me rephrase that. I had a feeling, but I was leery. I was very leery. When it comes to movies like Godzilla or Star Wars, man, I tiptoe. Especially Godzilla, because it's such a fanboy thing. Like it's ours. Like that's how I feel. I feel protective of Godzilla. It's ours, and if you don't get it, then you're never gonna. We get it. We love it. Leave me alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So all of that, I absolutely love Godzilla 2014. Make no mistakes about it. My 2 issues I have with that movie, killing off Bryan Cranston, and that second time they cut away to the helo jump. That was the only 2 gripes I had about that movie. So if I gave that movie, let's say, a perfect 10, this movie would be a 9. That's how I walked out of it yesterday. Today, on the other hand, getting to see it on the screen you should see it on. I'm telling you, the best theater possible, the best screen possible. The inclusion of likable characters as opposed to, everybody complaining about Ford Brody being wood. Likable characters with the military that I absolutely love. Likable characters with the scientists. The emotional deaths. The way they handled certain characters going. All of that. The monster action itself. This movie gets a solid 10. But then I gotta factor in the fact that they robbed Rodan not once, but twice. -8. This is a 2 out of 10. Fuck you, Legendary. Fuck you, Dougherty. How dare you ruin Rodan like that? It's bullshit. It is absolute bullshit. I am sick and tired of people saying this is the best Godzilla movie ever. It's not. It's not. The fact of the matter is, Shin Godzilla is better than this piece of shit, because at least he had a fucking roar that's iconic. I don't want to hear that bullshit. I'm sick of it. You dare do that to Rodan? You make him look You put him up there on a pedestal, he come out of a volcano, he's all dope as shit, he's flying around, do a barrel roll, fucking destroying everything in sight. He's eating people. Come on, man. Come on. And then what do you give him? A fucking bird call? Get out of here with that bullshit. I'm sick of it. 2 out of 10. I can't believe That's not true, ladies and gentlemen. The fact of the matter is, this movie's solid. I give it a 9.5. That is my final verdict. Sorry for the rant. I love Rodan, as you can see. But that'll do it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on this insanely long, but it had to be review of Godzilla King of the Monsters. I want to thank my guests once again for being with me. Gam Andrew, thank you so much.
Oh, yeah. Always a pleasure.
Oh, it's always a pleasure having you. And of course, Chase, my brother, seriously, bro, we got our movie, man. We got our movie. Thank you for being here with us.
Oh, absolutely. I'm glad everything ended up working out. And like I said, man, I'm excited to see what goes next.
I agree. And thank you all out there for listening in. I hope y'all enjoyed King of the Monsters as much as we did. And we'll see y'all real soon. Peace.